Hi everyone, my name is Sarah and I am in recovery from anorexia nervosa. I've had an eating disorder for 17 years. It's a long time. A very long time to be a slave to this demon, disorder, evil entity, just all around evil spirit. I don't know the various different names that people have called it, but it's hell. It's hell. I view it differently from any other addiction because when you're giving up any other addiction that's not an eating disorder, you can use abstinence. You can refrain. You can avoid certain social situations. You can make new friends. You can just do so many different things to get away from your addiction. But with an eating disorder, food is life, and it makes it challenging to the point where some days feel impossible, and some days we cannot do it, okay? So this is my recovery journey, but some days I'm not going to be able to do it, and you may see me experience lapses and relapses throughout this account. I don't know, that's not the goal by any means, but it's the reality. So some background on me. I first noticed I had body image, self-esteem issues when I was probably around 8 years old. I was the victim of sexual abuse around that age, and it left me feeling very violated and unsafe and uncomfortable in my body and unsure in my body. And I just kind of was seeking ways to feel comforted and safe and secure and in control. So I had disordered eating from probably age 10 to 13. By the time I turned 13, it had turned into a full-blown eating disorder. I'd say from probably 10 to 13, I was undiagnosed with OSFED. Back then, it would have been EDNOS, eating disorder not otherwise specified. Now, OSFED, why can't I think of what OSFED stands for? Otherwise specified feeding and eating disorder. There we go. And I became obsessed with dieting. I went on my first diet with my mother. We went on the South Beach diet that was really, really popular at that time. And I was really good at it. And there was a thrill and a satisfaction and an accomplishment and pride and power behind seeing the number go down on the scale. And I received praise, and it made me feel good about myself. Like I'm doing something right, and it made me feel like the me that was before was unacceptable. And I was only okay if I was shrinking. And that's a tough thing for a 13-year-old to kind of absorb. So I hid behind trend diets all through high school, and my weight never really yo-yoed. It just stayed consistently at a point where I was right on the cusp of underweight BMI to normal BMI, to where questions weren't being asked, red flags weren't going up. I was skating by, and it was intentional because I didn't want that attention on me. I desperately wanted to lose more and get lower and lower underweight, but I didn't want anybody to notice this thing that I had. I didn't want anybody to take it away from me because it was mine. And I remember this just kind of came up into my mind because I have the Time Hop app, which shows you what you did on this day, like every year ago. And sure enough, 2007, a year ago, was my prom, and I saw pictures of me in my prom dress, and I remember all of the freaking torture and starvation that I put my body through just to fit into this size blank dress. And my date ended up standing me up, and it was just not a good experience. Like, I went through all this torture to fit into a dress, and then it was like one of those prom horror stories, you know? Like, that's what I was so fixated on at my prom, was just losing weight and wanting to be the skinniest and look the skinniest in my dress and shallow shit like that. Not even enjoying the company of my friends and the dancing and the food and things like that. I graduated. I got full scholarship to Truman State University in Kirksville, Missouri. And it was really nice because that meant I was going to be going to college with my best friend at the time. And I was also going to be attending with a girl that I went to church with. I'm an atheist now, but growing up I did attend church, and I was really close with her. So it was nice that these two girls that I was close with were going to be there at Truman, that I wasn't going to feel so alone. I had a good course load, but I had this newfound freedom of being alone to restrict and be free in my eating disorder. And I lost weight, and I found an eating disorder support group on campus, and I attended that. And the sad thing is I can recall nothing about that. I don't remember learning a damn thing from that group. And this is going to be the end of part 1, because the next part is where it gets juicy.